The report by Alzheimer's Disease International says the scale of Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia has been seriously underestimated. The number of sufferers worldwide will almost double to more than 65 million by 2030 and then increase to more than 115 million by 2050.
Today's report has found that we are expecting more people worldwide to develop dementia over the coming years than we thought before. So the numbers are saying that by 2010 there'll be over 35 million people living with dementia, such as Alzheimer's disease, across the world. Those figures are more than we thought, and it's also showing us that every 20 years the numbers of people living with dementia are doubling. So some quite frightening statistics, and ones that across the world we need to take notice of.
The projected increase in dementia is 10% higher than previous figures published in 2005. This is partly due to increased research in South Asia and Latin America.
So we're noticing in this particular report that countries of a lower income are noticing a bigger increase. With countries such as the UK and in the United States and Australia, we already had a pretty good understanding of the numbers of people living with dementia and the forecast for future generations as well. So it's in developing countries that we're beginning to understand the picture now, and that we're also understanding that people are beginning to live longer. And whilst that's a good thing in many respects, it does mean that the numbers of people living with conditions like dementia is set to increase. There's no escaping the fact that dementia is a condition that we're all going to have to tackle throughout the world. At the UK, we've begun to take some steps to tackle that. We've had the first ever national plan, the National Dementia Strategy, to look at how we plan and deal with dementia in the future. And those kind of things are going to need to be replicated around the world as we begin to wake up to the scale of the dementia challenge.
The strain of caring for people with dementia is not just a social issue, but an economic one, and it will place growing pressures on national health services, which is why campaigners are calling for greater resources for research and treatment of dementia.
We need to join together to lead the fight against dementia, to have better care, better treatment, and also eventually to defeat it with a cure. But in individual countries it throws challenges up as well. It says very clearly that we have a lot of people living with dementia in the UK today, and that's set to rise in the future. And unless we do something now, we're going to face something that really is quite catastrophic. We need to be investing more in research, and we need to be making sure that the care and treatments available to people living with Alzheimer's disease now, but also in the future, are there. Otherwise, you know, the future does look quite bleak for this issue.
With an ageing population across the world, due to advances in healthcare and nutrition, dementia is going to pose an ever greater challenge to the international community.